Hey guys, Metallic here. In this episode, I'm apparently finding a pink sheep right off the bat. I literally was just going to... Oh no. No. Don't go in the cactus. Don't go in the cactus. This fool's trying to kill himself. Dude! Stop! Oh my gosh. This sheep is so dumb. He's literally trying to kill himself. As I was saying, I literally was just getting some food, and I was just killing a bunch of pigs so I could get some food, and I literally wandered about this pink sheep. I was literally about to kill it because I thought it was a pig. And I just wandered about a pink sheep. I think I found... This is my second pink sheep I found in this world. It only took me like 300-400 days to find another one, which is pretty crazy. I thought that would be way more of a shorter time. We're just gonna let this guy wander around. I'm betting that I'm probably gonna find his wool just sitting here next to the cactus. Or he's just gonna despawn. One of the two. But it's okay, because we have plenty of pink sheep over here in the pink sheep pen over there. We just breeded up some natural pink sheep, and, you know, we have like 1 trillion. And also, one of the most important things is that we are going to build a skeleton XP farm. This is going to help us a lot. I literally just found it somewhere, I think, over here? Oh god. Found a hole. It was somewhere over here. Oh god. Apparently that's why all those guys are crowded up. Don't want to mess with that. But somewhere over here, I think, is where I ended up finding a skeleton spawner. So we are going to build a XP farm there, and that's going to help us a ton because, well, I always seem to run out of bone meal all the time, and I need it to make, like, all the dry grass and basically any type of thing that contains bone meal growth. So that's going to help out a lot. But guys, we are going to construct a little bit more of the base on this side and fill in this giant gap here where there's a lot of grass, and we're going to fill it in with all the sand and all that, and we're also going to continue this kind of rock boulder theme and have some big boulders here with a dock poking out in between them. So that's going to look pretty cool. Alright guys, so we're going to get straight onto it, and we're going to start gathering all the resources that we're going to need to build this, like, boulder thing going over here, right in between the beach house and the palm tree. So, why don't we get to it and start resource gathering? Alright guys, so I actually forgot about something. We need to get some armor for Shadow, because ain't no way I'm just going to let you wander around without any armor and you have the possibility, buddy, to get blown up by a creeper. So we're gonna go to the savanna biome and we're gonna grab ourselves a brush and get some scoots so we can make Shadow some armor. Alright guys, so I got myself some brushes to get all the scoots, and we're gonna leave Shadow here because I'm gonna be flying really long distances and he's not gonna be able to keep up with teleporting and everything. So guys, let's get on to it and head to the savannah and see if we can find a armadillo. Which actually, you know what? I think I just saw one. Or am I hallucinating? Yeah, I was definitely hallucinating. I don't see any armadillos. Oh! Nope, here we go. There's 2 armadillos. Alright, buddies. Give me all your scoots. Good thing I got 2 of these because I wouldn't be able to make the armor. Alright. Let's head back and make Shadow his lovely protection armor. Alright, there we go. So the last thing to do is grab ourselves some red dye and then plop it in a cauldron so that we can make this thing red. Or can we do it in our inventory? I'm not sure. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to do it with cauldron. Alright. Oh, there's no water in there. And I have the water on me. Well. Alright, I got the water, so let's refill this cauldron. Boom. Red dye. There we go. Got ourselves the red armor, so I'm just gonna go to sleep real quick because I heard a witch outside, and I am not dealing with that. Alright, let's put this on Shadow. Here you go, buddy. Booyah! That looks pretty dope. The armor looks really, really cool. He almost literally looks like the character Shadow from Sonic the... Did you just throw that on yourself? What the heck is going on with the glowstone? What the heck is that? It looks like party glowstone. It's like phased or inside like the spider eyes or something. That was weird. Yeah, it's not doing it again. That was a weird bug. But anyways, Shadow literally looks like the character Shadow from Sonic the Hedgehog. With all this like red color on him. Looks pretty cool. Alright buddy, so I gotta get back to work and starting construction on the base, so... You mind doing me a favor and watching the house? Alright buddy. Appreciate it. Alright guys, so I think we're actually gonna do the skeleton spawner first, because this is probably the most least important thing compared to the skeleton spawner. So, why don't we actually try and find this thing? I don't necessarily remember exactly on point where it was. So, let's try to find it. And then we're going to start to dig this place out and turn this thing into an XP farm. We're just gonna probably have to deal with these pillagers. They're all crowded up. Yeah. Hey fellas. Oh, I missed. Somehow I missed again. Oh jeez, okay. You're dead. Yeah, and you're dead too. Alright. How are we gonna get down here? Alright. We're gonna have to really look hard here. Think it maybe this direction? Alright, I'm just gonna start mining. I hear skeletons. And they all spawn at the same time. I think I'm gonna be onto it. I knew there was somewhere around here. Because I remember coming up out of this cave. Oh, here we go, yep. Found it. Okay, seems like there's a lot of skeletons down there. Oh my... Yeah, it's definitely a lot of skeletons. Oh jeez. Okay, never mind, that was less than I thought. Nope, you're not gonna ruin this spawner. Nope. 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 Nobody's gonna blow up the spawner. I said nobody's gonna blow it up, oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my god, I got rid of the torch. Idiot. Oh my god. What am I doing? Alright, we got ourselves a golden apple in here. Rotten flesh. Basic stuff. Get rid of it. And let's start construction on this thing. Let's just dig out a little bit of this place, and then we're gonna go grab the materials to start building this. Alright guys, so I mined out a little bit more of the area off camera, and I got down this place one block. We have to mine it out one more so that these guys can fit under the spawner when they're going in the water. And then we have to dig out a hole, like about 10 or 11 blocks. I think probably 10 blocks is good, because you don't want to have too tall of a tunnel, because then you may be too far away for them to spawn. Okay, so we're right under the block. So now we just go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think that's how far it went. I dug a little tunnel over here. Should be somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, so this is where they're going to fall. So we can just mine out this little room. And then we're going to craft up some slabs so that they cannot escape in this spot. And then this is going to feed into a chest. Like this. It's going to be... This hopper is going to be fed into the chest right there. Really simple. And then it's just going to go straight down into another one. And into another one. So that I got plenty of storage to hold all these bones and all the good stuff. And I might as well put like a few skeleton skulls here, because like you know, this is kind of a skeleton spawner, right? I'll leave one outside to like mark that this is like a skeleton spawner so that I always know. Oh, I don't have a trapdoor, so let me just actually put this hole on this side. Alright, so all that's left to do is, I guess, place down a crafting table here so we always have one. And all we have to do now is place the water and get rid of the torch. And then these guys are good to go. There we go. And there we go. All centered into the hole there. So now all we gotta do, I'm just gonna cover up this little point that I dug out. Get rid of this one torch. And they're spawning. Oh gosh. Oh god. They're shooting each other. Well, they're all gonna die. And there they go. Alright, so we got ourselves a skeleton spawner. All we gotta do now is actually get a block for them to stand on. Or sorry, get a slab so that they don't spawn on top of the spawner, because that can happen. Let's just do that. There we go. And there we go. We got ourselves a skeleton spawner. It's just a simple, quick design that I just wanted to make up real quick so that we can move on with our base and everything. Doesn't have to be all fancy or anything like that. Alright guys, so it looks like we got ourselves a decent amount of skeletons already. So I think I'm going to sit here for a little bit, gather up some bones, and then we're going to construct the expansion to the base, making things just a little bit more immersive. Alright, well, I'm going to get to killing. So I just finished up AFKing at the skeleton spawner, and well, I got myself 3 stacks of bones. So we are going to make a bunch of bone meal so we can get started on the construction of this expansion to the base. So let's grab ourselves some dried grass that we should have over here, because this is what we're gonna need. Dried grass. There we go. And just grow the heck out of it. Alright, let's harvest all this up. And place back what we destroyed over here. Okay, there we go. So guys, now I have to start terraforming this place so we can get construction started on this area. So guys, why don't we get to it? So the first thing that I did was replace all the grass with sand and birch and oak planks. I even expanded the terraforming halfway up the river that leads to the lake that ends up making the wheat field. Stop. Hammer time. Okay, I guess hammer time happened. Anyway, we're starting the construction on the boulders, and these came out really cool. The only thing is that they took a pretty long time to create because they were pretty detailed boulders. And moving on to making the dock, it was a pretty generic design, other than at the end I did end up putting a little bit of a curve at the end of the dock. Alright, let's see the finished product. Alright guys, and we finished making the dock and rocky area added to the coastal beach base. And as you can see, it is really tying things together. This whole entire part here finally feels like it's, you know, one biome that's, you know, spreading across the whole entire edge of this river. Obviously, you know, it's not an ocean, but it's kind of, you know, the only thing that's close to an ocean. But I got 3 rocks popping out of the ground here, and a dock right in between the 2 big ones there. And the sand goes up about halfway up the little river that I made, making the wheat field over there. And yeah, I think this came out really awesome. I also have like a few firefly bushes underneath the dock. So yeah, I really like how this came out. I have all the little small details with the buttons, and even using glass to smoothen out some of the shapes. And yeah, it came out really cool. Obviously, from some angles, it doesn't come out as good. Kind of like here, where it's like head on. It has to be like from the side, and then it'll actually look pretty good. Because it does need a little bit of a highlight there. You can't really make the highlight without adding those walls. And also, I turned all the dirt on the bottom of the river all to mud, and it makes an effect to where it looks like the river is actually deeper than it appears. So it's definitely a really, really good tip for you guys if you're making any man-made rivers or anything like that. With all that being said, I think it's time to end the episode. Wow guys, look at that sunset. Well, Shadow's apparently investigating the rock, sniffing it out, checking out the new area. But it's time to end the episode, and it's been a little bit of a shorter one, but it may be a small bit done for this base, and it's only just like a tiny bit of terraforming and this a rock and a dock, but it adds a lot, and it also really pieces things together, because before this was all separated, and now it just feels like one big biome that's, you know, all connected. So things are really coming together with the coastal base. It's starting to come out really, really cool, and also the chickens are kind of getting out of hand. I may have to kill them off, because they are going to cause, and are causing, a lot of lag with how many there are, and with how many eggs they're laying. It's quite laggy. But with all that being said, guys, there's a zombie behind me, and I'm gonna get Shadow to handle him. Good boy. Anyways, like I was saying, if you guys are new here, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.